So this week we are learning about using the words and pictures to figure out what words mean sometimes, the words around it, right? And so today I'm going to start reading you a nonfiction book. This is called Life in the Wetlands. And we're going to just read a couple pages out of it. And we're going to pick a couple vocabulary words that we can figure out the words that we didn't know. And so I think we're on this page right here, unknown words, words I did not know. Okay, so find that one and get ready. This is Wetlands by Carolyn Scarce. Scarce, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Introduction. Wetlands are not just muddy swamps or murky bogs. They are packed full of amazing plants and animals, and many of those would die without the food, water, and shelter that the wetlands provide. Wetlands can be large or small, cold or hot. Are there different types of wetlands? Swamps, bogs, fens, marshes are the main types of wetlands. They are found throughout the world. Weather conditions and types of soil make them different from each other. Are wetlands always wet? No, some wetlands are always wet, but others dry up during the hot parts of the year. A wetland only has a shallow, slow-moving water. The water is never deep or fast-flowing like a river or sea. What is happening in the water? Let's turn the page for answers. So there's not really pictures on this book page. I just read this, this part right here. Okay, so let's go to our first word. And the first word I picked out, which is a word that we can figure out from the other words around it, is shallow. So what does shallow mean? Let's write it first. So go to this page right here, and let's write the word shallow right there. S-H-A-L-L-O-W. And I'm going to read that part where it talks about shallow one more time. And I bet you can figure out by the words around it what shallow means. A wetland only has shallow, slow-moving water. The water is never deep or fast-moving like the river or seas. So we need to ask questions, right? Right here, it says, questions I asked myself to find the meaning. What the questions I want you to ask are, what keywords around the word shallow help you find its meaning? So listen to those words a third time and see if we can figure out which words help us. A wetland only has shallow, slow-moving water. The water is never deep or fast-flowing like a river or sea. So which words help us know what shallow means? Right, where it says never deep, never deep. So shallow must be the opposite of deep, right? So the question I ask myself is, which words help? And I'm going to answer that by saying the word never deep. My pen's running out of ink there. Okay, so which words help? And the words never deep. That's the one that helps the most, right? And that becomes our meaning. So we could say not deep as our meaning, right? Let's write that on the next part over here again, not deep. So they actually gave us the definition in the sentence right after they used the word deep, or shallow, I mean, and they said never deep. And so we could say that the meaning of the word shallow is not deep, or of little depth, right? Okay, let's see if we can find one more word. We're going to move on to page 2 here. Here's our picture. Remember, we're talking about is wetlands. Pretty cool picture, huh? What are wetlands? Seas and oceans are not wetlands. A large lake and river are not wetlands. A wetland is an area of land that is covered by shallow bodies of water for some or all the year. Wetlands can be formed if it rains a lot and the water doesn't drain away. Snow that melts and rivers that overflow can also make wetlands. So look at this picture of the African swamp. This African swamp is a wetland in the middle of the desert. It is the only place where these plants and animals can find water. One more time. See a lot of different animals that can only survive there because of the wetland. All right, did you hear another second word that you didn't really understand what that word was? How about the word drain? Do you know what the word drain means? That's right. The word number 2 that maybe some of you don't know is the word drain. D-R-A-I-N. On my line over on this side, then I wrote the word drain. Listen to me read the words around drain and see if you can figure out what drain means by the words around it. Wetlands can be formed if it rains a lot and the water doesn't drain away. Snow that melts in rivers that overflow can also make a wetland. So we have to have wetlands are places where the water doesn't drain away. So what do you think the word drain means? Let's ask a question. Again, I'm going to ask the same question again. I'm going to ask, what words around the word drain help? So which words help? And what's our answer? I wrote the question, which words help? Right down here, which words help? And I'm going to say that the word away is probably the one that helps the most. Away. So write the word away right underneath it. And listen to the sentence one more time and see if by thinking about the word away can help you figure out what drain means. Wetlands can be formed if it rains a lot and the water doesn't drain away. Yeah, it means that the water leaves or is able to run off, right? And so the meaning of the word drain is to be able to let the water escape or drain away or leave, right? Somehow it has to be able to flow out or like, for example, if you filled up your bathtub, your mom might say, drain the bathtub. And that means she wants you to let the water flow away. So it means to be able to, for the liquid or water, we'll just say water, water flows away. And quite often in wetlands, the water isn't able to flow away, and so it stays wet. Okay, good job at figuring out words with me today. And we'll look at some more things about the wetland tomorrow. Today's lesson is lesson 27.